And to round out part 4 of Under the Surface Health Side Effects, we're going to talk about probably one of the most emotional, controversial topics out there right now that people just get really upset about. And I may blow your mind on some of the things I'm about to tell you. So if you haven't listened to part 1, 2, and 3, go back and listen to them or listen to them after this. But we're diving into some things that are so vilified, but talking about some of the potential benefits that are still there for us to use them. Let's do this. Hey, butthole breathers. As you can see, I've been taking the show on the road as I'm on tour, which is so fun. And I get out and do my morning walks and get coffee, after I do a little workout. But first I eat my protein and I get all these amazing ideas because I'm in a state that I'm not stressed then. I actually am in a relaxed state where I'm breathing and I'm just like, okay, this is what we need to talk about. And I actually, part 4, I knew when I put the series together, part 1, 2, and 3, like again, if you haven't listened to them, you need to go back and listen to them. I knew this would be what I would round it out with in the 4-part series. I was like, whew, this is such an emotional topic out there, which is so funny how we get so emotional sometimes in what we think is right and wrong and what we've heard in the news media and what we've maybe even seen with family members, et cetera, et cetera. But I want to weigh in on my opinion, which is constantly changing as there's more research coming out, as I'm talking to more doctors, as I'm seeing more cases. But we're going to talk about Ozempic today, okay? First, let's be clear here. I'm a doctor. I am not your doctor. So what we discussed today, I'm not telling you what to do. I am not writing these for you. This is just as a doctor, and I'm out here. I'm so grateful I'm able to have these conversations with the best of the best doctors that are out here researching this stuff, who are out here prescribing it. And I'm on the teams with some of my celebrity clients and doing what I do from my standpoint and helping healing musculature, the stress response, all of that. But we have these functional med doctors and MDs and other kinds of doctors that are managing that component, and we work together as a team. So I'm able to see the blood work, what's going on, and get to learn myself. And we're constantly sending studies back and forth to one another. It's really a fun experience. So this is where this is all coming from. And it's changing because at first I was like, nope. But now, like, we've learned more and more. I truly think the problem with it all right now is it's being so mismanaged drastically. The dosing is insanely high, and I think that's part of the problem. Peptides have been around for years. Bodybuilders have been using them. It was really popular back then, or with that athlete population, because there are benefits. You maybe have heard of NAD. That's another hot one right now. BCP 127, which I personally use that one myself for inflammation for 2 weeks, and it was amazing. But one, I think in a lot of these peptides, doctors are just overdosing and not putting the clinical picture together with the client. And before you even get a prescription for something like Ozempic, which is a GLP-1 agonist, you need to be doing other things first. And I'm going to emphasize this first before we go into talking about this. If you are not strength training, you should not be allowed to go on this. You need to be moving your body and strength training because muscle burns fat. And muscle is what's going to control your joints and help with pain and so many things. So if you're not doing that, nope. If I was writing prescription, which I don't, but if I was that doctor, I'd be like, okay, we're not doing it then. And there's 5 other things that I would make a requirement. Excuse me, I just want to interrupt this episode from a message from me, your sponsor. Don't forget, game plans are on sale for the 4th of July. What a better way to celebrate than help yourself feel better. So it's for a limited time. Go get them now. All of them are on sale. Fix your foot, fix your back, fix your neck, and de-stress. Link is in the show notes. Swipe up. Let's get to it. So number 2, would be getting sunlight every day. Vitamin D and sunlight, that all goes in one. Getting outside and taking a walk. It is so healing. From my point of view, I want you to do it for stress management, but there is so many other benefits to that, especially if you were to go take that drug. But even if you're not, that helps regulate your insulin resistance just by walking for 5 to 10 minutes after a meal. So we also need to be doing breathing. If you're holding your breath all day, if you're mouth breathing, not closing your mouth, if you can't even stabilize correctly, or you're not working on it at least, no go, because you're not controlling or regulating any stabilization or stress response or activation in your body. I also need you to be getting adequate amounts of protein, and I really like beef. And that is a great source of your body to build that muscle, to burn that fat, to have that metabolism going, for that hormone regulation, for injury prevention, and just running better, feeling better, moving better, being stronger. And then the last thing would be sauna, because we need to be helping our body detox some of the crap that we're exposed to a day in and day out, whether it's the lotion you're rubbing on your skin, the perfume you're spraying, the outdoor chemicals. Like, we all have a toxic load threshold, and we need to be helping our body support. So get creative in how you get your body hot, like steam showers, super hot steam showers, not to burn yourself, but like to absorb that steam and help you sweat. I mean, working out, sweating, but I am a huge fan if you have access to any kind of sauna to help that. So before you go on any of these medications, Ozempic's but there's trizapeptide, all of those, there's different ones. You need to have that plan in place, and it needs to be followed, or I would be like, we're done. Personally. And it's been cool to see, being on some of these cases with the other doctors leading that part of it, when I'm helping them with the strength training and like their activation, and we're doing the stress management and some of those things that I just mentioned of the 6, the breathing, the results are amazing. And what I'm seeing a lot more, it's not really talked about unless you know what to look for and you're like kind of researching this, but Dr. Tina Moore is talking about it on her podcast a lot. And she's kind of devoted her career to just being honest about all of this stuff, and like all the research out there, publishing, helping to bring the articles to light and whatever. And there's a couple other docs doing that. Microdosing it. Once again, these doses are so high. That's why they're causing some of these side effects, like the gastroparesis, the face, the Ozempic face, which are terrible. And more is not always better. Less is more sometimes, just not in sleep. We need good sleep. But what I have personally seen through clients that I've been on these cases with other doctors managing has been pretty cool. And these are microdoses. So it's like a drop in the little vial. It is not much at all. And you're kind of like, but they're not getting any of the side effects. They're doing their strength program. They're eating protein, their sauna, they're getting outside, they're getting sunlight, they're breathing. So we're doing all these good things. And then they're just adding a little piece, well, like the cherry to the top of the pie, right? Of just like a drop of one of these things. And we have seen, and the studies coming out, a decrease in LDL cholesterol, decrease in inflammation. Even there's an article out there that just circled, a doctor sent me. And obviously this was originally a diabetes drug to help with blood sugar and insulin. So our body can like tame that response, because, diabetes, we all know kind of what that is. And sugar is the enemy, not salt. And this was originally prescribed just to maintain that. And they are finding that there are other benefits. And the article that she sent me was it decreased peripheral neuropathy, which makes total sense, because if you're on a small dose of that, like, it's helping with the inflammation. And especially, if you add to that a healthier lifestyle and eating protein, like I said, those 6 things, breathing, getting outside, doing some kind of strength resistance training, you're only going to go to the top really fast. I also personally have seen in a client that, well, actually 3 clients that I've either just like consulted with. Once again, other doctors are running the dosing and all of that. I just get to learn, because this is not my specialty. But as a doctor, I can have an opinion, and I just want to share it with you, because not all things are bad, and we all just need to look at what's the benefit, and like, are you actually all in and you're going to take a microdose and you're not going to shoot it to the highest dose and like put yourself at risk for all these side effects? Like, and are you changing your lifestyle? Are you bought in? Do you actually want this? But going back to the story, the client, liver issues, and the doctor, did what I just said, microdosed, and did the 6 things that I was talking about. And their liver enzymes healed themselves within, like, it became normal. They were very elevated, but they were brought down into normal ranges. I think it was 8 months later, 6 to 8 months later. So we can use some of these things to have a great effect in a safe manner. But the problem is everyone's using them at such high doses, and you're losing weight super fast and rapidly, and you're not doing anything to change your lifestyle. And that's where the failure comes in. That's where the side effects come in. And that's where it gets such a negative rap. And we just all need to learn together and research more. And most importantly, listen to our bodies and ask ourselves the question, okay, are we actually bought in, or are we just looking for an easy fix? Because long-term, it's not an easy fix. It's going to create more problems. So let me know what you think. Share this episode with some people and we can chat about it together. Link is in the show notes, and we'll talk soon. Don't forget to listen to part 1, 2, and 3 for more under the surface health side effects. Toodaloo.